Have you ever heard the saying that one person's trash is another person's treasure? That phrase sums up all the best moments of my life in my childhood in the Dominican Republic. And my favorite moment of all happened when I was 7 years old. My brother and I had just come back from fetching our daily water when we decided to take a break and go to the dump. You see, there was a landfill right behind the little shack in the slum that we called home, and it was amazing. Yes, there was a foul stench, the ground felt mushy, and the flies, they were everywhere. But this was the magical place where we could find little objects and artifacts we could play with and be kids. It was a sweet escape. And as we dug and we searched and compared our interesting finds, I saw something unusual. It was a soggy, smelly, and old magazine with words we couldn't understand. I eagerly flipped through the pages, and I was fascinated with the bright pictures. The kids wore jeans and tennis shoes. They had new books and toys, and their families looked so happy. I savored every scene. And then I turned to my brother and asked him the question that would change my life forever. ¿Y si pudiéramos aprender este idioma? What if we could learn this language? You see, I figured if I knew English, then I could live this wonderful life. And as unreasonable as this may sound, in just 4 years, I did it. I found many ways to save and make money to pay for classes. I attended class for 3 years every single day. And as Celia Cruz, the late singer, used to say, my English became very good looking. Because of my new language, I was able to move out of the slum and into the city and attend college at only 15 years old. I was even able to qualify for a high-paying job. So I had left behind the darkness and dysfunction and started a new life where all my magazine dreams were coming true. But one day, everything changed. I boarded what I thought was public transportation. And instead of arriving at school, I found myself trapped in a car in an unknown destination where I was taken and I experienced horrors and violence. I was only 19, and this unmerciful stranger promised I wouldn't make it out alive. Spoiler alert, I escaped. I think you saw that coming. But what you would never guess is how much I wished I hadn't survived. I hated every inch of my body. I was forced to go to court to somehow prove that I didn't ask for it. And what's worse, everyone I knew, instead of seeing my pain, they were focused on trying to motivate me. But I didn't feel grateful or wanted to move on. Instead, I felt unseen, unsafe, unsupported, unloved, and I wanted to die. And just 6 months after being kidnapped, I got my wish. The car crashed, flipped, and I went from being in the back seat where I was riding to being trapped underneath it. As if in slow motion, I looked down at my lifeless body as it was being rushed to the nearest hospital. In the ER, I could see my brother weeping and begging as the medical staff brought the news to him. There's nothing we can do for her. My body was dead, but my mind was more alert and my spirit more alive than ever. My brother was relentless, so the doctors turned their attention to me. They tried an electrical cardioversion, an oxygen mask, and inserted a chest tube. It looked painful, but I didn't feel it. Instead, I was experiencing freedom and peace and unconditional love. Yes, heaven. I wanted to feel like this forever. But I heard a message that it wasn't my time yet. And as I came back into my body, all of my senses were flooded with pain. During my 8-day coma, I found a new treasure in an unexpected place. A new language that changed my life, and I believe it can change yours too. I was able to process my traumatic childhood experiences, my intrusive thoughts, and my painful emotions. As an observer, a witness, I could hear the pain in the voices, in the words that people said to me at my bedside. I could see it in their bodies, and I could feel that pain in their souls. As they broke down, and the more they fell apart for me, the more I felt seen, safe, and supported, loved. And my biggest revelation was this. It's not motivation, but validation that moves us through emotional pain. We must be still and go deep to learn the language that validates pain, like sifting through trash to find treasure. Birth pains, growing pains, dying pains. Pain is the common thread of humanity. And because of the archaic languages of stigma, shame, and stereotype, we have been conditioned to deny, dismiss, and downplay our pain. We often mask it with practices like positive thinking, invalidating gratitude, or finding an instant silver lining, when in reality, these quick fixes can have damaging effects. The issue is that unprocessed, unexpressed, unacknowledged emotional pain can manifest in our bodies as disease, in our minds as dysfunction, and in our spirits as disconnection, a flatlined existence. After over 25 years of researching and spending thousands of dollars and hours studying the neuroscience of emotion, positive psychology, and trauma healing modalities, I discovered something interesting. It turns out that science, philosophy, and spirituality all confirmed what I learned in my coma. And the research is clear. Processing our emotional pain requires validating it. And these skills are learned through practice. So my idea is that we must set a daily date to sit with our painful memories, experiences, and thoughts. Just like in learning any new language, immersion is the best path to fluency. And it's uncomfortable at first, and it's a lifelong journey. But it opens doors that we never thought were possible for us. When we date and validate our pain, pain can become our sacred teacher, faithful messenger, and wise friend. Dating my pain has helped me survive the darkest, heaviest moments where life felt unbearable. Because just a few seconds of validation can help us come back to wholeness. When we date our pain, we start to transform it, and we stop transmitting it. We become healthier in every way, and we can become instruments of peace at home, at work, and in the world. And you might say, another thing to add to my to-do list? Nope. Neuroanatomist Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor teaches the 90-second rule, or a concept that explains that any emotional response lasts only 90 seconds. Just 90 seconds. So you've got this, okay? And if the moms that I reach with my blog and my community can fit this in, so can you. Plus, it's free. The best things in life are. So now you might be asking, well, Elayna, what does it even look like to date my pain? My morning practice includes 3 simple steps: see, sense, and say. So first, see. You get still and recall one painful, stressful, uncomfortable emotion, experience, or thought. Second, sense. You go into your body to feel and notice any sensation that might come up. It might be tight, tense, tingly. Third, say. You address yourself by name and validate your pain. And you can do this out loud or in writing. Validating your pain means allowing your pain and acknowledging your pain. And here's how validating language sounds. Elayna, it's okay to feel what you're feeling. Or, Elayna, your emotions and reactions make sense. Or, Elayna, I am here for you. See, sense, and say. That's what you do on your date with pain. So my invitation is to set aside just 2 minutes out of your day or night to date your pain. As you engage in this practice, you'll be able to learn the native language of your emotions and feel seen, safe, and supported. Self-love. You'll be able to express your emotions with authenticity and vulnerability and be a safe place for others to do the same. When I decided to wake up from my coma, I literally chose to wake up to pain. But I also woke up to love. With 19 broken bones, it hurt to feel, it hurt to move, it hurt to breathe. And the grueling recovery process was just beginning. And the trauma I had endured in my short 19 years, it was still real. But I wanted to live. I realized that I didn't need to be healed to feel whole. All I needed was to feel seen, safe, and supported. That's what we all need and we all deserve. So ask yourself today, what if you could learn this language? Date your pain and discover a true treasure. Blessings.